this is mainly just a travel size sketchbook that I could bring just about anywhere. And I actually made the sketchbook myself, so there actually wasn't made with no staples, no sewing, no nothing. And I will also show you how to make this sketchbook for yourself, which is things that you have around your house. So with that, let's get started, shall we? So, to make a sketchbook similar to this one, first you're going to need your paper, and any colored paper if necessary. I'm going to have some pink ones. And you're also going to need some scissors. Nothing else, just paper and scissors. So first I'm going to assemble the paper in the way I want. Since I want these to be the middle page and the cover page, I'm just going to have them be on both sides of the white paper, as you can see right here. And since these papers are not the exact same size as the white paper, I'm going to need to cut them down to size slightly. You don't have to if you don't want to, but it just helps with the extra steps after the folding. So just gonna fold this in half, right down the middle, just like so. And as you can see, there's a lot of space right in between, if you guys can see that. Look at how much space that is. So I'm just gonna cut that down to size really quick. Got my scissors. Just gonna cut all this extra paper off, about as much as I need to chop off. So now that we cut off all of that additional scraps and just brush them aside, then now we're going to look at this folded edge, and we're just gonna snip some small divots into it. I would say about half an inch, maybe a quarter of an inch. They don't have to be exact, I'm just eyeballing it here. And when you get to the end, I would say about this is the end of it. Now we're just gonna fold these in opposite directions. So then we just fold this one to the front, then we fold this one to the back, this one to the front, this one to the back. And we just continue that for the rest of the cuts that we have made. And you may notice that some of these cuts are a little raggedy. Like, if you can see with this one, there's some slight raggediness to it. Now, of course, you're not going to be able to avoid all of that exactly, but I would recommend that if you make this, don't choose too much paper. So I'd say only about 3 to 6 sheets. 3 to 6 sheets should be enough because that'll make about 6 to 12 sheets of paper if you count the cover for you to use. You could go more, but I would say that would be very raggedy by that point. So if you are fine with it being raggedy, then by all means go ahead. But I don't want my edges to be very raggedy, so I only took a few sheets. And once we are done with that, we want to make sure that these edges really stay intact. So what we're going to do is I'm going to press it down against the surface that I'm using. And you don't have to do that, but just make sure that they're extra folded down, just so that way they don't fall off. And you really want these to stick, so that way these folds make sure that all of these papers are connected. And if you can see by the way that I'm pulling, other than this bottom one right here, it's holding on very nicely. See? Holding down pretty well. So I'd say that's a really good sketchbook. I have actually 3 more of these right over here, and they're all pretty good sketchbooks. So if you need a travel size sketchbook, I would definitely recommend making one of these.